Hi fellow DIYers! Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I turned this regular printer into a sublimation printer. If you've been wanting to start sublimation but didn't want to invest in an expensive setup yet, this is for you. Not only am I going to unbox and convert this printer step by step, but I'm also going to show you how I made my very first sublimation project from start to finish, so you can see exactly how everything works. So let's get started! So this is the Epson EcoTank ET2800 that I bought, and today I'm going to transform it into a sublimation printer step by step. So let's go! Let's unbox this! It comes with a CD for installing drivers, but honestly, I didn't really need it. I just downloaded the drivers online. And of course, it comes with a power cable to plug into the outlet. And it comes with Epson ink. Do not use this ink. Set it aside and use it for your regular printer instead. I bought sublimation ink separately from Amazon, and I've included the link in the description box below. Now, we're going to fill the printer with sublimation ink. I got this set from Amazon for about $29.99. I put the link in the description box below. It comes with the 4 colors yellow, magenta, cyan, and black. Now, I'm going to open the cyan ink bottle. Then I'll flip open the tab, this one on the far right, and I'll just simply push down the bottle. The tank is full, but there's still some left. Just put the cap back on and refill the tank when it goes down again. And I'll close the tab and flip open the magenta tab and just repeat the same process for the remaining tanks until each one has the right color. Once you're done filling the ink, plug the printer in and turn it on. Once it's turned on, follow the prompts on the small screen. Next, it will ask if you want to finish the setup using Epson Smart Panel app. I selected no because I'm completing the setup on my computer, which is what I'll be printing from. And then next I'll press OK. And here this is just a reminder not to squeeze the ink bottle when filling the ink, so I'm going to press OK. And to make sure to match the color of the ink bottle and ink tank, and I'm going to press OK. Next, press and hold the question mark button for about 5 seconds. Then the screen will ask if the printer is already loaded with ink, so select this button. The printer will then begin charging the ink system, which takes about 11 minutes. After that, it will prompt you to print a test page to check the print head alignment. So now I'm going to load the paper into the rear paper slot. Before loading the paper, open the blue tabs on the rear feed like this. Otherwise, the paper won't feed properly. Now, I'll press this button to confirm that I have loaded the correct paper size. And I'm going to press this OK button again. And I'll press this button to print the alignment. And then here, it's asking on the screen if there are any missing segments. So I'll grab the paper. So this was my test print. and I don't see any missing segments. Now I'll press the down button to select no since I don't see any missing segments on my paper. Now the screen says align print position to fix misalignment or bending. I'm going to press the OK button to adjust it now, or you can choose to adjust it later. Now it's asking me to load a paper. Now after loading the paper, I'm going to press OK to confirm, and then press this to print. As you can see, the printout has numbers on the left and a few colored boxes corresponding to each number. Now it's asking me to look at the printout and pick the boxes with the fewest lines. Then I'll select the number on the next screen. Now I'm going to press OK to proceed. So now I will compare the boxes in the printout. Then I'll look for the one with the least lines. After that, I'll select the up or down arrow depending on which number corresponds to the box with the least lines. Let's start. In the first row of boxes, number 3 has the least lines in my printout. And number 3 is already in the red box, so I'll just press OK. Now, let's move on to the second row. Box number 5 has the least lines, so I'll press the up arrow and change it to number 5. Then, in the third row, box number 4 has the least lines. So since number 4 is already in the red box, I'll just press OK. In the fourth row, box number 6 has the least lines. I'll just press the up arrow to change it to 6. And then press OK. In the fifth row, box number 6 has the least lines. So I'll adjust it again to 6. Same with the sixth row. I'll adjust it again to 6. In the last row, the seventh row, same thing. I'll adjust it to 6 since box number 6 has the least lines. Now it's time to load the blank paper. Then I'll just press confirm. And then I'll press the start button. Now in this printout, let's choose the rectangles that are not separated or overlap. Now in this printout, you just can't see in the video, number 6 is the rectangle that is not separated or overlapping. The print head alignment is now complete. We can always adjust it again later in maintenance. Now, it's time to set up our Wi-Fi. So I'll press the right arrow until I reach the Wi-Fi setup, then press OK. And then I'll press OK, and then OK, and then I'll press OK again. And then it will search for Wi-Fi networks, and your network will appear on the screen. And then click OK. And then I'll just put in my Wi-Fi password, and then just press OK to finish the setup. Now the setup is complete. I'm going to press OK. Now let's start making our first project. I'll use this Hippo sublimation paper to print out the image I want. This is the back side of the sublimation paper, the one with the logo. I'll put it in the feeder with the logo facing backward. Now the image will start to print out. Now our image is ready. Now let's set up the autopress. You can also use a regular heat press or any heat press you have. For sublimation, the temperature should be in the range of 350 Fahrenheit to 425 Fahrenheit, or 175 degrees Celsius to 220 degrees Celsius, depending on the material. Now let's heat up our material. I would say approximately 5 to 10 seconds. Now, I'm just going to use my roller to get rid of any small particles so that the sublimation transfers more cleanly and adheres better. Then I'll just place a heat press mat and a parchment paper so the image doesn't transfer or bleed through to the other side of the bag. I didn't have a heat press pillow when I made this video, but I recommend getting one because it helps even out the pressure and prevents the image from bleeding through to the other side of your material. Now, I printed different images that I used for this tutorial. I just cut them out and placed the image facing the bag. Now, I'm securing the images with heat-resistant tape so they don't move when pressing the image onto my material. I'm going to use a Teflon sheet as a protective barrier. It prevents the ink from sticking to the heat press, helps distribute heat evenly, protects the material from scorching, and keeps your design clean. Basically, it makes sure your colors transfer properly and your bag stays safe. And there you have it! If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. All feedback is welcome and any feedback is good feedback. Please subscribe to my channel and check out my other tutorials. See you in the next episode of DIY by Sass. Thanks for watching!